down. Are we live right now, Connor? You didn't give me the hand signal. Oh, did you? I wasn't even paying attention. I apologize. Man, Connor gets up and starts his 75 hard and does 20 minutes this morning, and he's screaming and yelling at me. He just gave me the finger. Good morning to you too, Connor. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. All the guys and I started 75 hard this morning. Tell me how you feeling right now, Chance. Tell me how you're feeling after your birthday ice cream, that whole gallon of ice cream. Eggnog. He ate eggnog ice cream last night. Tell me how you're feeling this morning. After working out. Get the mic close to your face. How do you feel?
Besides my butt hurting a little bit.
Yeah?
Feeling pumped.
All right,
pumped
good.
and energetic in a good way.
I don't know what that first part was about, but okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, Chris. Trevor, good morning. Danielle, good morning. Nick, my brother, good morning. Julie, good morning. Jim Murphy, good morning. Good morning. Jim Murphy's on here. Good morning. No. You're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to. You look at him right away. He's ready to have contact. He's like, Dad, come get me. I'm being abused here. Help. Help me. Help. All right, this morning, did you hit the snooze or loser button? Anybody who wants to admit hit? Elliot? You did, Bobby.
I did more than hit the loser button.
You just slept in.
I went right through it.
So what's his consequence for hitting the snooze or loser this morning? TJ, you need to come up with a little bit of a consequence for your boy over here for
30 days contract.
30 days for being late one time.
I don't mess around.
It's got to have a little bit of a consequence. Maybe it's washing your feet. Maybe it's giving Clint like a shampoo session where didn't you like that when you went to the barber and
why is this all salon oriented?
Why is this all salon oriented? I don't know. We're off track this morning, but we're having a good time. We went last night and watched a baseball game. We all needed a little downtime. We sat and watched my son's baseball game last night, and I had a great time. I really enjoyed just sitting out there. And it was a beautiful night. My kid played great. They had a great game. But how are you handling? Good morning, Kayla. Also, good morning, Amy. How'd you handle this morning? Did you hit that snooze or loser, or did you just pop up out of bed? Just get up. Just get up and stand up and turn the lights on and deal with a little bit of sleepy eyes and get up and try it. Just don't sit there and spend any time looking at the ceiling, or you'll fall back to sleep, Gary. It just won't work well. No phone first thing in the morning, no scrolling. You don't want to see any of that negativity start your day, and get those gratitudes and goals down here. I wrote thankful for our community last night, thankful for laughs, thankful for that game at my son's. Just really thankful for a nice night. So today's topic is a good one for anybody, especially early recovery. And the topic is consistency. If I've lacked anything my entire life, it's the ability to focus long term. Okay, if I look at my number one issue with being at the level of success that I want, it's being consistent. Everybody in here, I bet you'll say you can start like a racehorse, right? You jump out of the gate and you get to running, and then you get to that, like there's this hump that you can see the finish line, and what happens? What happens?
You want to
Crash? Or you quit, right? Or you just there's also this kind of just fade off thing, I'm just gonna let that go and let's not talk about it. Go ahead, buddy.
It's like the being comfortable in a job, like near the end of a job. Sometimes people slow down.
Yep.
They know what they're doing. They're worried about the next part.
That's it. That's very good. So let's talk about that. They're worried. They know where they are now, right? We're comfortable where we are now, just kind of like coasting, floating along. And the problem with floating, right? If you don't have a paddle, it'll just take you anywhere it wants to go, right? You're not in control when you're floating. Like, you're not paddling. You are not in charge of steering your life or your boat in the right direction. Like, you're gonna hit the sides. You're getting your tube. If you're tubing, Bo, you're gonna get hit by a tree and your tube's gonna deflate. And then what? I just got a visual of Bo on a tube, in his skivvies.
I'm a pro tuber.
Are you? All right, good. Yeah. So consistency. I can't tell you how many times I get to this point in my life in certain things, because I feel like I really am able to go at. I have a resilient attitude. I will go at anything. I love change. Like, I embrace change. I love switching things up. I love doing that, right? Now, I also like getting to the point where things are good. I've been able to build businesses and go through the difficult part of a business every time I've done it. I've gotten through the first year to 2 years, right? And what I do then is just I want to add or subtract, or just my mind wants to go in a different direction, completely. I'm not talking about like this. I think our evolution of this program was something that I'm talking about. Like, I can be headed in a direction and be like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this all the way over here. So, I've had this struggle to finish, like fully finish and be successful. What I call, for me, like, I want to be not just good at something. I have a mindset where I want to be literally outstanding. I want to be outstanding in something. And to be outstanding in anything, okay, it takes serious consistency and commitment to discipline. So what does that look like for y'all? Talk to me on here, online, on Facebook. Who's making noises over there? Creaking and everything. Oh my gosh! You guys know how I am with noises. So I got to stay in it. I can't get distracted by creaking noises and stuff. That's my gig. Talk to me about yours. What do you struggle with to stay consistent in? Nick says, well, I work third shift, so I sleep during the day, so no snooze needed. That's right, buddy. Good job. Jimmy Braun says, amen. You can start something, but you can't finish it. I'm with you, buddy. That's how life for me used to be. So I look at the word consistency, and nobody really talks about consistency in being a loser. Like, it's easy to not, like, oh, you know how that joke goes, like, oh, well, they're in trouble here. They screwed this up. They have these loser behaviors. They screw everybody over. They're scumbags. And nobody. The joke is, well, at least they're consistent, right? They're like, nobody looks at consistency if you're in a negative way, like, and admires that. What I admire is those people that grind on the same thing and break it down simply, that you're like, just do this consistently today, and then do what you need to do for that night. Spend that time with your family and turn it back on and be consistent in this. And do that for more than a day, a month, a year, and like literally grind. That's what the word grind to me means, where you are able to stay consistent in the little things every single day. So what goes into that word? Like, what can break that word up for us is looking backwards at our life. I've had people all the time, ask me, hey, what was it like, getting high every day? What was it like, you wake up in jail for doing something stupid? What was that like? What was it like, living in your truck or losing everything? And I flat out don't want to go back there. I don't want to spend time looking back there, because like a lot of people think that the hardest thing in the world to do, can I hear it like, oh, the hardest thing in the world to do is to quit smoking crack, is to quit doing heroin, is to quit doing meth, is to quit drinking. The hardest thing in the world is to quit this. Absolutely freaking not. That is not the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It's not even close to that. And I think part of the problem with certain other programs is they focus on that back there, So, but to me, that's gonna break up the consistency of being successful. Because if I'm looking back there, always talking about what life was when I was getting high and who I was back then, I'm not really looking at the big picture and the picture that I want to look at of being successful. The hardest thing in my life to do was to build this program. And before that, it was reaching a successful point with the construction company, is because I had to be consistent in what I was doing. Like, my hardest thing in life was not quitting using. It just wasn't. The hardest thing you guys are going to go through is not the quitting and the stopping of all those old behaviors. I hear all the hardest thing in life was to quit smoking. Like, come on, man, if that's your hardest thing, where are you going? You know, and I hear that a lot. What's the most difficult thing in my life is dealing with some of the ups and downs over the last 6 years of this program, like being consistent and in the late nights of having to write a new curriculum of what we're doing in the transition to the new program. That's the hardest part of my life. Let's read some things from these guys. Accountability helps me stay committed to stay consistent. Right on, buddy. Pain is a great motivator. Absolutely. Good morning, Anthony. Inadequacy, breakdown of important relationships, being in jail, being homeless. This is pain to me. It is. God put your eyes in the front of your head to look forward, not backwards. That's exactly right. Do you hear that, guys? Being honest has been the hardest part for me. So I understand that. That's like a statement. Yeah, being honest. But the hard is the effort. Like, we can look back and say this was this was hard, but the really difficult, when I look at the hardest things in life that are going to propel me forward, is the little things that have to be done every day. It's the late nights, it's the early mornings, and doing that over and over and over again. And I've been doing that for 6 years. It's been a grind for 6 straight years of effort. That's the hardest thing in my life. No, not even a question. Like, you guys, and on here, talk about like the hardest thing that you ever put effort into. Like, maybe you got a degree in something. Maybe you were training in a certain thing and it was up late and doing things. I hope everybody's catching on to what I'm trying to do here. I don't want the mentality of certain programs of the hardest thing I had to do with substances and had to do with relapse and had to do with this. Like, do you get it?
Well, like, ideally, you want people to look to challenge themselves and take on things that are harder than quitting smoking, like something like being driven by a purpose that you have to commit yourself to for years.
That's hard.
To life change.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a completely different mentality. Chris says, I've learned if you can't take care of the little things, you'll never be able to take care of the big things. Amen, Chris. That's what a grind is to me. And what I think part of the problem is some of us really consider a grind being like 3-4 weeks. You know, the Jake statement, like when he came here, like it's a very memorable statement. Jake came here and was like, man, I just worked a whole 3 weeks straight. Like that was how inconsistent he was. And that's all of us when we come in. Like we really believe that grinding and being consistent is like a month or two. And that's just not going to get us anywhere. So when I look at, when I look at my life and how do I say this? So when I get to face God, you know, I feel like God's going to have this, okay, here's what I intended for you, okay? This is who you were supposed to be. Like, this is the man that I intended you to be. This is who I wanted you to be. How'd you do? Right? And the only way I feel like I would get to be the person that God intended me to be, like, because I have no idea that God's so big. Like, I don't know that I have any idea, but I know that I have these morals and these obligations and these responsibilities in my life, and I know that I have to face these challenges to get to be that person. I just hope that when I get there and I have this conversation, that I'm pretty darn close to the person. That's what I'm striving for every day. I'm striving to be that's what success is to me, to be the person that God intended me to be. Like, do you get it? Like, that's a grind. That's every day until you take your last breath. And what I think that word consistency helps us become almost, you know, I have twin girls. I have twin. Everybody knows that. I have twin girls. I want to be a twin to what God intended me to be. I want to look exactly like that picture. But what does that mean to you guys? Like, how difficult is it? Go ahead, you can say some things.
Well, I was going to talk about like my struggles.
No, we got to stay on the topic here. If
All
you're
right,
going to
well,
move this, if you're
how
going
does
to
it
do
look
this,
to be like
the
God?
squirrels.
Yeah, no, I mean, so serving others and loving others more than being selfish.
It is, but like, what does that mean? Can anybody break down what you think that looks like on a daily basis, you guys? Like, what's the work behind looking to becoming a twin to what God intended you to be? Anybody?
I'd say a good word for that would be just sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
sacrificing your desires and what you want for other people and for God.
Right. Sacrifice. You think? Go ahead.
I was gonna say a big one for me is just respect. Having respect for yourself and respect for others. And
There you go.
I think a lot comes from that.
There you go. So there it is. Chris put in here humility. That's it. Like those things. It's going to be a lot of things, right? When you break this down, and this may not like be able to be broken down right now, but like to be that person. Has anybody even thought like this? I mean, be honest with me. Have you considered what I'm saying? Like, let me become not even what I want, like, because we all have these desires to be this certain person, but look way past that. And if the case is that I want to become the way whoever your God is, your creator, whatever your creator is, you have to know that what they wanted for you, I know what God wants for me is not going to line up with what I want. I just have to do the right thing every single day. Like, I got to do the right thing every single day, one single day at a time, and then repeat. And that can come as in business. Here he comes. Everybody give Rich Traumer. Ancho, Rich Traumer made it. He's here with plenty of time. He's on the morning show this morning. I'm so proud of him. I love the guy. My Uncle Rich is here. Welcome, Uncle Rich.
Hey, it's good to be here.
So, yeah, like I know that I have to do that and strive for that every single day. Does anybody want to talk about the difficulty of that? Does anybody want to grab the mic and talk about the difficulty? Go ahead, TJ.
It's really easy to get wrapped up in like just stupid things and thinking you want something that's not, what God wants for you. Like you get these moments of being like really motivated to be this person that God wants you to be, and then like a week or two goes by and you want to like fall back into that pattern. And it's just about just staying on your toes with it and
Yep.
just working towards it.
So what's the opposite of consistent? What's the opposite of, if you're thinking about the opposite of being consistent, what's the complete opposite of that?
Inconsistent.
Right, but thank you. But what is the action behind it? It's not your birthday anymore. Okay. To me, it's running, quitting.
It's almost selfishness in a way because
you go.
You're going right just off impulse.
Absolutely. That's it, man. Selfishness, running, quitting. Like we see it in the program. You see guys get here, they talk about being consistent and what they think they want. And when the hard work hits, like I got to go. Chris put complacency. That's the opposite of that word, of consistency. Very good, Chris. I agree with you. But it's all those things. I love that. Selfishness. That's the opposite of consistency. Like that's big, TJ, because if we're being consistent, we're going to have to learn to be consistent in the things that we don't want to do. That's really what it comes down to is striving for things that may not be on our list of enjoyment. But we think we're in this world, a lot of us, to be entertained. Like it's all about the entertainment. It's all about the fun. It's all about me, and what I want. And consistent. Nobody ever says, "Oh, he was consistently selfish." Nobody says that. People think it, right? But they don't put that word in there. They just say he was a selfish SOB. To get to success, that word consistency is like embedded in success. You know what I mean? You had something? Go ahead.
Well, and it's just like with consistency, with that you have to devote yourself to something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you devote yourself to something, you're going, like you said, you're going to have to do things you don't want to do.
That's right. So, Chris, we'll see you tonight. Chris is speaking here tonight. Anybody that wants to come to a meeting tonight, we're going to have some snacks out. We're going to have some things out for people. Chris is coming to tell his story tonight. Chris, let me know how many people you're bringing. But yeah, this was a big show. I'm glad we got to talk about this. We all started. There's 7 of us that started the 75 Hard Challenge today, and that's going to be about consistency. It's not about extremes. I'm really good at extremes. TJ, you're good at extremes. A lot of us are good at doing extreme things for a short amount of time. This is going to take steady little steps of consistency. Don't burn out. Little bits at a time, and just be consistent. Okay. I will. I don't know if we're going to be live tonight, y'all, Jerry, but I'll let you know during the day if we're going to be live today. We're going to talk to Connor about that. But write your goals. Write what you're thankful for. Get things into your schedule. Move around today. We did that. And be nice to somebody. That's all in the book here. Be nice to somebody and then process it. Set yourself up for the day. Think through it. Sit down. Be quiet with yourself, right? Just process your day on how you're going to see things, feel it, move forward. Look at it, hear what's going to be successful, and go, right? Go, execute, be consistent. Do this on a daily basis. I love y'all. And if you're going to do anything today, anything at all, do it with soul. I'll see y'all tomorrow.